Hey, good morning, my brothers, my sisters across the world. I'm back to do the second part of this Yarbo robot, Yard robot video in the for the sensitive bypass. We did the first one, just a regular bypass or the moderate bypass, and now we're gonna do the sensitive bypass. We're not going to use the dog's toy. It was too small and insignificant. And besides, I didn't think you have enough contrast to be able to make a distinction with the color of the grass being brown. However, so we'll still use the ball. You see here, the water pot. And then I just figure, people doing yard work, doing a flower pot with with a plant in it would suffice as something left in the yard. All right, so, as we do normally, before we do anything here, we give thanks and glory to God for all that He's given and all that He's taken. I praise and recognize Him in all things, whether small or big. He's my beginning, my end, my Alpha, my Omega. And I glorify Him for you, brothers and sisters in the world, that is interested in technology and or these things for home purposes, whatever your reason may be, inability and or capability. But technology is a part of this world, and I definitely don't think it's something that compromises with our faith in Him, as long as we don't worship these things, which I don't. I use it. It's a tool and nothing more, right? So it's good to be able to share our knowledge with one another, and that's why I'm here. Share my knowledge with you guys in the world about these things that you may not have at this point or even considering. But I thank God for you guys being here. I glorify His holy name, and let's get right into it. So I already identified what we're doing, so we'll go ahead and get the robot and get it over here to the fairway that I cut out for my neighbor so he can practice his chips and all that good stuff. And once we already established that it does not use it probably use the gentle touch bypass when it's cutting the edges, which we established on the first time when we did the moderate bypass. It makes sense because when you're cutting your edges, you're usually going under shrubs and bushes and that kind of stuff, and you don't want those things to derail your edging, right, or the path around your cutting zone. So it makes sense that that part isn't being utilized. The selected program, which in this case was a moderate and now the sensitive, wouldn't utilize that programming during the perimeter cuts, right? And I have two of those. So it's only when it's doing the cut or the lawn cut or the inside cut is where it utilized that programming, because that area shouldn't have those type of obstacles. And I prefer it that way too, because I don't want a low-hanging limb to cause the robot to deviate from its path, and then you have a big section of uncut grass. So it makes sense that that might be the reality. But we're going to retest that again today. When it's doing this first perimeter cut, I'll put something substantial, either the ball or the water pot, in front of it. And if it doesn't deviate from it until it makes contact, that proves that reality. However, if it does deviate from those obstacles within the cut zone, it once again confirmed that that's the reality. All right, so let's go ahead and get the robot in play, and then we'll get the show on the road. Now I'm gonna jump in here, and just to show you, it just left the base, and it's tracking around obstacles. I'll get the GPS under here shortly, and it's gonna end up over here by the little fairway I got set up here and the cut point there. Okay. All right. Let me get the drone on it, and that way you guys can have a insight of its navigation. All right, let's see. I'll let you know once it starts cutting. But you can see where it maintains and get some altitude so you can kind of see the full cut region. All right, so it's just started to cut. It just turned on its blades. I don't know if you guys can hear that, but it'll start the first perimeter cut. And maybe we'll try, just go something like the ball. It's big and it's white. Put it right in the pad of the vehicle or the robot and see whether or not it considers that a yeah, see, so it needs the gentle contact. That's what it really needs. So that makes sense. So it's looking for gentle contact and it's doing the perimeter, and that's fine. We kind of expected that to be the case. So, and if you're wondering why that gentle contact, it has to have enough resistance to resist the bumper and cause that connection to be made, or that actual force against the bumper to make it. So the ball was just rolling, so there wasn't really any enough force there to create the contact, to close the contact on the bumper, right? So that's the reason why it just pushed the ball, which makes sense. All right, guys. Let's continue tracking this thing through. And I'll switch back to the just to kind of see where we are. Oh, that's right, guys. Okay, we're good. There we go. I didn't think we were connected, but we're connected via Bluetooth, so we're okay. So it's just cutting that portion of the fairway. I mean, that's what it is. So I'll continue to refer to it as such. And so it should be doing the second. At this point, it should be cutting the second it does the edge twice. So this will be the second round. And then it'll go to the primary cut in a little while. All right, so let me just, while it's doing this second lap, I'll just show you guys what the current settings for this, for the fairway is. And that way you have, if it connects, I don't know why this connection is so difficult. All right, and it has nothing to do with the Yarbo. It has to do with the fact that I'm using the RC Pro transmitter to run the Yarbo app as well as do the recording. And so I think everything takes a little bit more because it's processing a lot of stuff. And again, it's not meant for that, but we'll see. Where is this? Let's try it again. See if I can get it to connect. Just for you to see the settings. And if we can't see it, so be it. It's set to sensitive. And that's what the nature of this video is about. The sensitive bypass. We already did the moderate bypass. So, all right, I'm not going to sweat it. But it's set to sensitive nonetheless. We don't have a connection to it. That's fine. Yeah, I think it just can't process all this information at once. Because it is doing the all right, so it's probably getting ready now to start cutting the main cut, but we'll see. And I'll show you guys once we get to that point. Try the Yarbo app one more time. See if we got some connectivity. Yeah, it looks like we have connectivity now. All right. So I think it's getting ready to go to the start point, which is the green mark right there, the green spot, and it'll start cutting the interior of the cut zone. And once that starts, I'll start implementing the obstacles. All right. The cutting deck just started up. You just saw that on the screen. All right, so let's start testing. All right. All right, let's start with the flower pot first, right? Just the heck of it, because we never did this one before. Wait, I want to wait for it to actually come up against it, you know what I mean? It's not last minute, it's something you can analyze ahead of time. And I'm gonna switch back right now, actually, to see when it's gonna do a straight run. So it's getting ready to do a straight run. Okay, there we go. All right. Oh, let me switch back so you guys can see. Okay, sorry about that. It's doing the sensor bypass. It stopped and it backed up and it's going around the item. All right. Do that one more time straight up on video so you guys can see it. I want to make sure that there's no discrepancies here pertaining to what the robot actually does. So it saw the flower pot and it bypassed, but I want you to see it from beginning to end. I'll wait for it to make the one turn. And it should back up. Should is the operative word, and it didn't. That's okay, I'll wait for it to come back the other way. We got enough passes to run through this. That's usually an indication there. Okay. Okay, slows it. It goes at a much slower pace, and it goes around. So this is sensitive bypass. All right. All right, let's implement the ball next. We'll go back and see where we are in the cut. All right, so we are making that next turn now. Yep, absolutely. So we'll put the ball on this next round, or this next straightaway. So I'll go back to the video, kind of know what we're looking for here. Oops, sorry about that, guys. All right, here we go. All right. Oh, we got a rolling ball. There we go. Yeah. So we think about a sensitive bypass, it gives it a lot of room, right? And whereas we have so moderate, which is closer, and then we have gentle contact, right? Which is touch whatever it is you're trying to avoid, or whatever it is that needs to be avoided, right? All right. Let's go back to the, see where we are in the cut process. All right, we'll do the ball one more time. We got enough there. You guys can see where we are in the cut process. All right, let's do the ball one more time. And then we'll switch to the flower pot. And we'll do the flower pot both standing and laying down. All right. That makes that clear. I'll do the flower pot next. And then I think as a bonus, we'll do me in the very last scenario and see that it avoids me well. I'll just crouch. I won't sit down on the ground. I'll crouch and we'll see what's what. I think he'll be right about here. I don't even know what to make of it, but it's avoiding it, right? So that's what's relevant here. Perfectly done. All right, so no question there. All right, next one on the flowering pot, we'll lay it down. That way it's not as distinguishable and see if it's still considered as an object. So far, so good. We're about to call this one 3 out of 3, including me. Be 4 out of 4. If we're not including me, just 3 out of 3. Let's kind of figure out this one will be on the ground, right? Saw it. See if it avoids it completely. Sure did. All right. Next one will be me. Get this out the way. I want to see, actually, if I can show you guys the message that it says when it's avoiding. Let me see. You won't see the video on this one, but let's just see. Yep, there we go. You see? Yarbo is navigating around an obstacle. So now let me go. Yep. So still, there we go. And now I'll go back to the video. All right. You saw it with your own eyes, guys. All right. Let's let it do its job. Switch you guys back to the app. Just to show it's going back to the charger. So it finished its job, even with obstacles and all. All right, here we go. And I'll let you guys track it, go back, and so you can see it's parking as well. All right. Let's do some flying. Not if I have anything to do with it. All right, let's get over here where Yarbo is. I'm navigating around some trees and stuff, so that's what all that beeping is about. Just want you to see its path back to its charger. Show you how close it cuts these corners sometimes. Doesn't even care. It's good. It does what it said it's gonna do. Yeah, you got time. Stop it. Bear with that noise, guys. Sorry. If you do drones, you know what time it is. Still got about 4 minutes, 15%. We're good. And besides, I'm already at home, so I don't need to fly anywhere. I just really need to put it down. Just want you to get the last. Yeah, we got you. And what I want to do is see if I can just get right above it. Not if I can get right, I know I can. And that way, you guys can see exactly how precise it is with its parking. Focus just on the charger. That way you're able to kind of see what it does. If you haven't seen a million one of these videos, this is a little sloppy, but I'm not gonna worry. I wonder if I'm blocking the GPS signal. Nah, listen, we'll see what it does. It'll fix itself. It always does. Does a great job. Got 4 minutes, we should be okay. It really is precise, man. It really works towards putting it where it needs to be between those lines. So once you see that blinking, working light go out, I mean, the autonomous process is off, and we should be. Yeah. I want to just show you guys what it looks like, and that it's charging. We don't have connection, it's too far away anyway. All right, let's bring this drone home before I suffer catastrophic failure here. All right.
Landing.
All right, guys, sorry. I hope you enjoyed this one. I'm gonna go ahead and collect this gear and call this a wrap. This is the Yarbo on the bypass. We already did moderate. This was a sensitive bypass. And I already stated that we're not going to do the gentle contact because that's exactly what it is. It needs to make contact. As you can see, when it's doing the edges of the cut zone, it actually needs to make contact to validate whatever it's interacting with to prevent from having to deviate from its course for stuff such as low hanging branches and that kind of stuff, which will make your cut or your perimeter very irregular, right? If it's in and out of every little bush or branch that may be sticking into the perimeter of the cut zone. So as you can see, it did. The ball wasn't heavy enough to make contact on the bumper, so it just pushed the ball, which is fine. If it was something more substantial, you would have seen it make contact and then go around. I don't think I needed to demonstrate that because we saw that on the moderate, right, video, which was the video before this one. So so we saw the sensitive bypass. It kind of gives it a little more space to make sure that the area between the detected item and the robot itself is substantial, which is cool, right? And then the next level down would be obviously gentle contact, which we had just discussed. So anyway, my brothers and sisters, I love you all. God bless all of you. And I pray that this video served you in whatever capacity. And until the next one, God bless each one of you, and we'll talk later.